Hey everyone, and welcome to another Hungover Gaming podcast, the Hungover Podcast. See what we did with the name there. My name's Yvonne over there.
Julien, welcome to the podcast, guys.
And this week we have another great one for you. You can, as always, catch us on the YouTube, the SoundCloud, the iTunes, and if you have an idea for another platform to put our beautiful faces, voices, etc. on, please just send us a comment, link, email at gaminghungover@gmail.com, or in any of the links that we have, for instance, commenting on the YouTube below. Other than that, do we have anything for the top of the show?
Please leave us, please take the time out of your day. You know, it only takes 5 minutes to leave us a iTunes review. So if you're watching on YouTube, would you mind going over to iTunes and leaving us a review? It really helps with our visibility and on our inevitable climb to the top, Yvonne. We're making it up there.
We're creating chaos, and as Game of Thrones has taught us, chaos is a ladder. You know what else is chaos?
No, not
the
at all.
The media that we consume and the things that we drink. Julien,
yes.
as you know, and as some of our listeners might know, we start every show off by asking each other what we've consumed in the media and what we drank last night. So how about you?
Vaughn, last night I managed to... okay. Alright, let me preface this with... I am a subscriber to a box service known as Bespoke Post.
Nice.
It is they advertise themselves as basically a box for hipster men, pretty much. Even though I have no idea why they specify men, because all the stuff in there is not like cleaner for your balls or anything. So it's so literally a woman could obviously use all this stuff. I have no idea why they specify.
They're creating the gentleman's mystique for a time gone by when, you know, women couldn't do anything. But nowadays, gentlemen, gentlewomen, however your gender is described, can use everything from your copper mugs to the new thing that you got last night.
Well, I mean, go check them out. I think they're a halfway decent service as far as box services go, subscription box services go, in that they give you... It's like, I guess it's $45 a box, but they give you quite a substantial amount of things in it, and you can look into each box before you pay for each box. Although if you remember, right? So they send you an email every month telling you that your box is ready, and then you can switch it out. And they also have multiple boxes each week, so you can pick. And then you don't have to pay for a box at all, and you don't have to get a box each week, as long as you remember. So I obviously forgot. I ended up paying for this box, which is called Island Box. It's supposed to play into the summer island theme. You get these 2 tumblers that are shaped like pineapples. The top half comes off, so you're taking off the I guess the pine...
The leafy
part of the pineapple, and then it's a cup. You get 2 cups. They're made from aluminum. They're plated with, looks like, it's not actual gold, but it's some gold colored thing.
Pyrite. It's fool's gold.
Pyrite. Made in India. And then you also get these nice coasters. I have one here, if you care and you're watching the YouTube video, and it's a palm tree on a coaster. And then you also get this really nice passion fruit syrup, which actually has a bunch of drinks that you can make and put in the tumbler. So, I mean, they're pretty substantial cups. They're good cups, and then you get this passion fruit syrup. So I made the drink on the back of the passion fruit syrup, which is called a hurricane, I believe. I'm not sure if that's an actual drink in like if you're going to a bar or something, but
usually I've heard of hurricanes in like New Orleans, where you get the big I think squiggly cups of the hurricanes.
I've had one of those in New Orleans. It's a lot. It is worth getting. It's a lot though. And I guess, you know what, with all mixed drinks, they put too much ice in it anyways, so they're just trying to cheat you. But anyways, this drink had the passion fruit syrup in it, which was actually pretty nice. I forget the company that makes it, but they make some pretty good syrups. Then it was also some lemon juice and then some dark rum. So it's a very simple drink to make, but it's actually surprisingly a nice flavor profile that came out. It covers up that rum that I don't necessarily like. I have Abuelo rum. Have you had this rum? It's like the only rum that's pretty cheap that is not bad in terms of spice
The
rum.
cheap rum I usually get is Cruzan.
That's a
Cruzan.
white rum, isn't it? Oh, okay.
They have both.
Yeah, why wouldn't you do both?
We just always bought the white
Yeah.
rum because that was the better rum.
Look, I always wanted... Speaking of pirates, there's pirate action in the background from Skull and Bones, the video game coming up. But I always wanted spiced rum that tastes like a vanilla, like a nice spice vanilla or something that's palatable and can go down easily, because pirates are always drinking this stuff like it's water, and I always wanted it to taste that way. So when I would turn whatever age I turned when I first had rum straight, I was so utterly disappointed in how it tastes. But now it's definitely growing on me, like most alcohol has. I mean, I started a YouTube channel with you called Hungover Gaming. So, yeah, I'm coming around on rum. All right, I'm actually doing a reverse. So I like white rum more. Now I like spice rums more. But not to say I won't have a pina colada. Come on, man. That's my thing. So the point is, Yvonne.
I'm having some
sorry.
issues with the Skype call.
I'll turn off my video for that. But yeah, so Yvonne, I had that drink, and in terms of media I've been consuming, actually, since my trip in Hong Kong, I've been deciding to actually committing to learning Cantonese now. I'm going all in. I really want to learn the language so I can, order a nice meal at a restaurant. That's my end goal, to be able to order Cantonese food in like dim sum or something similar to that, and then also to be able to read some signs. That's my end goal, and I think that's a reasonable goal.
Why read the signs?
Just because it's easier to get around that way, and also I'll be able to know what certain stores are based on their signs in Chinatown or something like that. But yeah, so I found this great podcast series called Pop-Up Cantonese. You can go check them out at popupcantonese.com if you're looking to learn Cantonese. They have a woman from Guangdong or Canton, and there's also this Canadian guy on it as well, and he speaks Cantonese fluently, I believe. Or it seems like he does. And they go through a bunch of different things that you would want to learn, and they repeat themselves very slowly, and they use language that is more colloquially used in Hong Kong. So I really like that as well. So I suggest you go check that out if you're looking for a way to learn Cantonese on the go, which is what I was trying to do. But that's pretty much all the media I've been consuming. In terms, aside from the Destiny 2 beta, which just came out earlier today, as we're recording on the 18th right now. But yeah, Vaughn, that's it for me. How about you?
Let's see. I bought a 6-pack of beers,
Nice.
a variety of them, the craft your own pack, and the one that I really took away with enjoying was this one, the Hibiscus Gauze. You can check it out in one of our drunk plays as I bev up with it. But it's a sour with sea salt, hibiscus, and something else. Coriander. And this is a beer that I quite enjoyed. And I highly recommend for people to check out. And the media
Yes.
I've been consuming lately... Let's see. I watched the first episode of Game of Thrones.
Oh, the new season?
Of the premiere
Nice.
of
How
the new
was
season. Yes. It was it was a good cold open. So cold opens in the Game of Thrones canon are very rare. And this one was a really solid cold open. It's really delving into some dark bits of psyche of one of the characters and really trying to see if they are able to be a character that can be salvaged from this dark fantasy that they're trying to experience and live out, or if there's no coming back from it. And we're watching the character delve deeper and deeper into the delicious ability to accomplish a dark fantasy.
And you're a big fan of Game of Thrones, right?
I am a big fan of Game of Thrones. I have watched every single episode. I have consumed half of an audiobook and half of... I tried to read the book. I got bored. Nope. So then I tried the audiobook.
Damn.
I also got bored.
So it's not for you, it's not about the books, it's about the show.
Yes, it's all about the show. It's like the Lord of the Rings, the books. I was like, give me more of these. I can consume them without end. There's something different about the way that Game of Thrones reads for me that it's just not as. And perhaps it's just the fact that I'm starting from the beginning and having already seen, like, what's going on in the show. I was like, the show is pretty thorough.
Oh, that's
great. So it's good enough.
I didn't know that.
There's definitely a lot that's left out or condensed for the show versus the books, but I think it's done in a way that it translates well enough. Maybe in the newer seasons, there's a lot of change because the book hasn't been written yet. It hasn't been finalized, so a lot of what we're seeing in season 6, etc., is stuff that hasn't been published yet. But I think that what they do, especially with the first few seasons, is pretty good. Also, so the other thing is, in this episode, there's a cameo by a pop singer, which I thought was dumb beyond belief. And I was really disappointed in it. And I think the writing in general is getting worse since they've gone beyond where the books are, because now the writers don't have the source material, and there's a lot of screenwriters being screenwriters and not having the same material to adapt from. So they're trying to write a screenplay for a set of texts that haven't been written but still saying the same voice, and I think a lot of the times it doesn't translate as neatly. So you have a lot of characters doing things that are uncharacteristic, or just some gaps that are widening, and some really big tropes that are part of screenwriting, but not necessarily fantasy screenwriting, but not necessarily fantasy novels. They're coming into play a lot more than I felt in the earlier seasons. But there's also the idea that at the beginning of the show, they had a lot of time to play with. Like, the first season is the first book, basically. Right. And then as they've gone on, they've had to condense or change and manipulate time in a lot of different ways. So I just feel like they're coming to the end of this series, and they're feeling the pressure of trying to condense the story even more and reach like a bow tie ending of some sort. And it translates, I think. But that's just my keen eye, my observations. Maybe I'm not interpreting it correctly. Or my expectations are super high. Did they just pass
the what's it called? The books in terms of time in just this one episode, or if they passed it in the previous season?
Season 6, so the last season, was the first time that things that haven't been published yet have come out. I think the majority of book 6 has been written, or there have been like some test chapters that have been published or something like that. Some like preview chapters. So the 6th book has been trickling and it's being written. So some of that might have been written but not published. So it's like George R.R. Martin the writer of the series has it written or whatever. But it's not been published into a readable text, a purchasable text, I suppose. But I think for the most part, they're just going off of what George R. R. Martin sees as the arc of the story.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm glad.
Yeah, I think it's a real unique situation.
I feel
because,
like it's definitely unique. I feel like the only other example of this, and this is only coming up because now TV shows are far and wide. Every single character is a TV show now. Is The Walking Dead? I think is the only other example of this happening. But I think The Walking Dead is.
Sorry, the internet is cutting out a bunch right here.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry about that for technical difficulties. But the only other example of that happening is The Walking Dead currently. But I think they've deviated from the comics or the graphic novels for a while by now, I think.
I think within season 1 or season 2, they definitely have changed up how.
Well, yeah, they changed it up, but I think
they
they came back into how the story. I'm not sure. You know what? I don't watch either of these shows. I'm not gonna shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Walking Dead since season 2 or season 1. I watched all of season 1 and then season 2 looked boring. All right, Destiny is loaded,
cool.
by the by.
So,
I'm going to turn my PS4 off now and see if that saves my internet.
Well, yes.
Okay. So yeah, I can go roll through that, and so we can maybe possibly record a gameplay.
Well, anyways, the point is, Yvonne, we're gonna move on to the topic of the show. This show may be a little shorter than our usual show, but we're going to be talking about games that are coming out in 2017, the near future. Yes, and particularly the games we're excited for.
So I think that a recap for my personal bit of what I was excited for in terms of the first half. And something that you spoke to me is that the second half might actually be better than the first half.
Because it's actually shaping up to be that way. I mean, if you just take a look at... sorry, let me bring up the list that I had open that is now not open. Why does it have to reload? Oh, here we go. Yeah, if you just look at the amount of games coming out in July, which is the current month that we're in, Yvonne, I mean, there are quite a few that have already came out, of course, but I mean, particularly on Nintendo's front, the biggest game coming out that I'm excited for is Splatoon 2. It's coming out in just 3 days from now, because we're recording on the 18th again. Splatoon 2 is going to be a huge game. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's just a port of the first one, but it's actually not exactly a one-to-one port. They have added quite a few things in terms of single-player stuff, and the games, in terms of graphics, look pretty different if you put them side to side. So I'm pretty excited for that, and of course Nintendo's launching their app as well with that, and I'm pretty excited for that as well, because their new online app is going to be added, which is going to be super exciting, because then you can actually invite people to a game and talk to them, which is something they should have already. But
using
using
phone.
my phone, which is kind of crazy to think about. How is that even gonna work? How?
I don't think it will.
Well, we'll see. But I'll tell you on the 21st if it works. But what sort of other games are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to anything in July?
Let me scroll down on this long page. In July, not too much. I think everything that I'm not interested in any games.
Did you
really
know
coming out
that
in
Call of
July.
Duty Modern Warfare Remaster is coming out on the 20th as a standalone title?
I did not. Wasn't it linked
Well, you
to
had
something
to.
else
You could
for a
only
while? Like
pre-order.
If you pre-ordered one of the other Call of Duties.
Yes, you
got
can
this
only
one?
get it through.
This is Modern Warfare. This is Call of Duty 4 or whatever. This is the one.
This
the
is
one with
the
Mile
one
High Club.
where we became friends playing.
I thought that was Modern Warfare 2.
Also that too. Never mind. Well, this is the one that was really good.
This is the precursor. Well. I remember it was really good. I played a lot of this game with my friends in high school. This is the game
that basically shaped every single shooter that exists right now. In terms of multiplayer, at least. And also, so I mean, I really wanted it, but I was super pissed off at them for making me buy Infinity War or whatever. I think that's the name of the one. And then I'm not gonna buy it now. But I'm excited that people who wanted to get it can now get it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the shooters that have come since then have been changed by both Halo and Call of Duty for Modern Warfare. It was just such a tremendous game at the time. And I like Modern Warfare 2 was probably where I re-entered. So I played the original Call of Duty, and then Call of Duty 2, and then Call of Duty Big Red 1 on GameCube, but that was a crap game. Just because the GameCube wasn't a good shooter
definitely not
platform.
For first-person shooters, I don't think. That controller.
But I think it would have been fine elsewhere. But man, I re-entered really with Modern Warfare 2 when we started playing in college, and I think this is where my love for shooters was reignited with Modern Warfare 2. I love that game so much.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is really awesome. I hope, whatever. I hope they don't ruin its legacy. But yeah, so moving on. Oh yeah, sorry.
So in August there are actually a couple games that I'm pretty interested in.
August is shaping up, which is kind of scary to think because I haven't finished games that I want to finish from March. Like, I actually just finished Zelda, thank God. I beat that game and I did all of the shrines finally. But yeah, and then now I have to play the fucking DLC. But oh my god, so annoying. They just never let a game die. But yeah, so I haven't beat Persona 5 or Horizon Zero Dawn yet. I really wanted to play them, but now
what about Mass Effect?
Oh well, yeah. Apparently they fixed a lot of the problems with that game, so maybe it's worth going back to now. But yeah, there are a lot of games. Which games are you looking forward to in August, Saban?
So in August, I won't probably buy either of these, but games that I'm excited for are probably Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, and I'll probably just watch you play that.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that.
And Absolver, which is a game that I just talked to you, and that I also, for the first time, just learned of today, but looks really cool, because it takes the concept of a fighting game, brings it to an MMO platform, and then kind of manipulates the like set rules of fighting games, because fighting games are some of the most strict in terms of balance and different things for characters.
You think that,
but this is taking that formula of having strict balance of X character, Y character, Z character, and shredding that formula by giving you the ability to change fighting style, which gives you certain bonuses and attributes to fighting stance, fighting moves, so that you can pick up and create your own set of moves that each your character can utilize within that stance and that fighting style. So it's a hyper manipulative way of designing your playstyle. And I think it could be really cool or really broken. But in any case, I'd really love watching you play, because you're obviously the fighting game champ between us.
I'm not a champ by any means. I really want to be one, but I'm not going to EVO anytime soon. So I also forgot to say, in terms of media, I've been watching the EVO top 8s. If you haven't seen the Street Fighter top 8, Street Fighter 5 top 8, it was actually really exciting. There were obviously 8 people, and no one played the same character, which is so crazy to me. Usually, they're in a fighting game top 8. There are at least one Ditto or like a point where your opponent plays the same character, because some characters are broken in fighting games and people want to win. But it was kind of crazy. There were 8 different characters. But anyways, very exciting. I'm actually pretty excited for a couple games on this list. And again, I'm looking at the GameSpot list for upcoming games, which was updated, I think, on the 5th of July. But so obviously these dates probably won't change for August, but the dates further along might change. In fact, I already saw one that is currently not coming out. But yeah, I'm excited for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. That game was shown off, I think, at E3 2014 or 2015. It's sort of like a spiritual success. A game called forgot that there was this game on PS3. I think I forget the name of the game. It looks the main character looks very similar. It might even be the same character, and it's sort of a third-person action game. But it came out before trophies were a thing, so it doesn't have any trophies. And I'm not sure you can buy it on the PSN store, because I think it came out before the PSN store. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, I'm excited for that game. They turned it in, instead of a full $60 game, it's going to be a $40 game. So you can actually pre-order it now on PS4 if you want. It's also coming out on PC, which is exciting. And I'm excited for Sonic Mania. I'm going to get that on Nintendo Switch. I think that game's perfect for its little Sonic, gotta get my Sonic in. I'm excited for this game because it's falling back on what makes Sonic awesome. Super fast-paced. It's a 2D game, platformer, instead of the 3D crap that they've been giving out, that they've been releasing the past couple days. I will admit, my one guilty pleasure when it comes to Sonic is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. That game might be one of my all-time games that I've played the most of. When I was a kid, I was fucking obsessed with that game. I love that game. And of course, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, I'm really excited about. I loved Uncharted 4, and I'm really excited to see more action in the graphics style, in the graphics engine. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. They're releasing... I can't believe Nintendo let Ubisoft release a Mario game on Switch before Nintendo released a Mario game on Switch. Personally, I think that's kind of crazy. But this game's supposed to be pretty cool. It's gonna end up being like XCOM in terms of gameplay, and it's supposed to be a lot of fun. So it's not as in depth as XCOM, but it's supposed to be pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to it.
For the first time, we have the two...
And I'm looking forward to it on Switch, and I'm excited. Yeah, I know.
Hold on. A lot of technical difficulties on this one.
Do you want to just reset your router?
I actually did that before we started. So maybe that was the issue, but maybe not. I just checked my speeds, and I've got like 40 up and double digits down, or 40 down and double digits up. So speed should be good.
Let's do a clap sync so I know when to just skip ahead. 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, sorry about the little technical difficulty, little minor internet hiccup. I'm also excited, Yvonne, aside from Mario and Rabbids, also coming out the same day, there are 5 games coming out on August 29th. Absolver being one of them. So looking into that. And Yakuza, I don't know what that is, but there's a Yakuza game coming out. But I'm excited for Everybody's Golf. On this game, primarily, it's sort of like it's sort of like PlayStation's version of Mario Golf. If you want a quick way to think of it, it's a game franchise that's been on every single PlayStation system, including PSP, PS Vita, and PS1. Now including PS4, and they used to call it Hot Shots Golf in America and Everybody's Golf everywhere else, because America, man. But now they're starting to call it Everybody's Golf, and I'm really excited, and it's supposed to be pretty fun. I'm gonna check it out, man. I'm excited. And then, of course, Life is Strange comes out for all you people who are interested in Life is Strange. Moving on to September, a big fucking month. So ain't no rest for the wicked, Yvonne. September's coming, man. What are you excited for in September?
Yeah, September might be the biggest month of the year up until that point.
It's disgusting. Well, I think... Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. You're right. You are absolutely right. I'm obviously most excited for... Actually, this is tough for me. There are 3... Dude!
Yeah, I don't know which one you're going to say.
I just saw Metroid.
You could have gone 2 ways.
Disgusting.
That would be the first Metroid game in how many years?
2008, so about 10 years. Fuck me! No! When am I gonna play Destiny 2, man? Okay, so look, I'm excited for Destiny 2. I'm a big fucking Destiny fan. You guys may or may not know this about me. Destiny 2, the beta we're gonna play later on, is so cool to me, and I'm excited. They're adding in a lot of things, but in reality, it's more Destiny. So, and now actually, a couple of my friends are God damn it, fucking honking horns. But yeah, so I'm super excited for Destiny 2. It's more Destiny. Can't complain there. I'm excited for Metroid. Samus Returns, of course, the first Metroid game to come out with only one downfall. It is on 3DS and not Nintendo Switch, but I'll allow it because Metroid, it looks amazing. I did, in fact, like the Metroid game on the Game Boy when it came out, when I played it back in the day. It doesn't really translate to modern times. I think the only Metroid game that you can go back to from the 90s is Super Metroid. That's the only one that really translates well to modern times. And then, of course, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I love Marvel vs. Capcom. I cannot fucking wait for this game. They just announced 2 new characters at EVO, which are from Capcom games, and they actually look really cool. So I'm very excited now. Can't wait. Oh, and Danganronpa V3. Oh my god. And Pokken Tournament.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Pokken Tournament. I might as well just
Rampa.
hand over my bank account to video game developers right now. And then I guess I got to get Cuphead also, right?
Oh my god.
I'll hold off on Cuphead.
Sorry, I just noticed something back in August that is...
What is it?
My number one thing for the year, for the rest of the year. The XCOM 2
That's
War of
coming
the
up
Chosen
soon.
DLC
You should
comes
pre-order
out
it.
August 29th.
Nah, just wait. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
are
won't
you
be here to play
excited
it
for
anyway.
anything coming out in September, or I'm just fucking hype as fuck right now? Oh, the game's coming out.
Destiny
You currently
2,
have it pre-ordered.
I am skeptically looking forward to, because I bought the Destiny PS4.
You can get a Destiny
it's white,
2
which means I have to
PS4
buy
now.
white controllers
Same
for it.
I'm kidding.
Why would I ever do that? I
Yeah?
can get the Destiny 2
Gotta get
Xbox
that.
One. Just kidding. And so Destiny was crap when it first came out. It wasn't worth it. And then eventually, after they sold you DLC, it became the game that it was always supposed to be. But Destiny shipped was poor, and it was not what I wanted to play, even though I
can't
sunk
disagree
like
with
40
you.
hours into it at least. So I'm really hoping that Destiny 2 has learned the Bungie have learned their lesson from Destiny, but maybe the lesson they learned was put out Destiny 2 because people will buy it because it's Destiny anyway, and then bring them back and make it a game worth playing.
No, I think there's going to be a lot more in the base game.
So I hope that isn't.
In the base game, there's a lot more.
I hope you're right. So I've always liked Bungie as a company, but I hope that this is not a shit on my chest moment like Destiny was.
We'll see. I'm obviously all in on Destiny 2. Can't wait. Gonna be disappointed in my free time life. Of course, I will have none, so I won't be able to play any of these games. God damn it. But I gotta buy them all. Gotta fucking buy them all. Maybe not Pokken Tournament DX. I might skip that one. But, yeah, I guess we might as well move on to October, Yvonne, because there are more games to come out in October, one of which I think stands out above all, and everyone needed to get out of the way, but of course Assassin's Creed Origin and Wolfenstein said, no, we are going to go up against the gaming titan, Mario. We don't give a fuck. But also I think these games serve different audiences. So Mario's going to sell no matter what. Assassin's Creed's going to sell no matter what. I think Wolfenstein 2 might be the game that shouldn't have gone up against those two. So,
but I think the audience for Wolfenstein 2 is similar in that it's mostly people, legacy people who have
been playing
who enjoyed Wolfenstein. And honestly, the last Wolfenstein that came out,
it's supposed to be really good.
Was really good.
It was really good. Oh, did you play it?
It was really good. I've played a little bit of it. I don't own it, so I just played it, basically a borrowed copy or whatever at a friend's place. But I really enjoyed Wolfenstein. I'm not an original Wolfenstein player.
Neither am I.
I have to say, but I did enjoy what I experienced with the remake. Or whatever it is considered, the reboot or whatever. So I'm actually one of the trailers from E3 that I was excited about the most was the Wolfenstein trailer. So I think that might be the game that I get because I couldn't care less about another Assassin's Creed game, even though they've taken a break. I've taken an even longer break than they have from those games, and I think I'm good. Especially with Magic Heat-Seeking Arrow or whatever. The story doesn't pull me in. The gameplay is not great, and I'm past it being an exciting franchise. But Wolfenstein 2 sounds like a good entry point for
also
me to get
forgot
back
to
into.
mention, Destiny 2 releases again on PC, which I'm also getting, because I have a split group of friends that just has to fucking do it that way. So, and also, I guess this way I'll have more characters. And of course, the PC version, sorry console players, is the definitive version. 4K, 60 FPS. Come on. PC Masters. And then also worth noting, The Evil Within 2 coming out. Pretty exciting. I should probably beat the first one first. Instead of being a little bitch, pussy like I am. That game is fucking scary. And then South Park, The Fractured But Whole.
I mean, after Resident Evil 7, The Evil Within shouldn't be that scary.
Come on.
I'm excited for Middle Earth Shadow
I can't
War,
believe you didn't mention that immediately.
It might just be me. Yeah, I played the first Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor game.
Oh, never mind.
I didn't beat it. I got about 70% of the way through the game and stopped playing it because it was in that mix of all those new games coming out. And then I never went back to it. But I might, just to prep myself on the thing. It was a really fun game, I have to say. But once you level up to a certain level where a lot of the enemies are super easy to beat, I guess there's a new game plus mode or whatever. But the fun of it was, as always, when you're struggling against the enemies at first, and then you have those really tight connections with the vengeance.
Nemesis system.
the nemesis system, right? Which is great. It was actually a really cool thing for the game to have in terms of if you killed an enemy leader or that enemy leader killed you, he'll remember. And even if you kill an enemy leader, they have the ability to come back like the Jason or Freddy in a scary movie where you never can kill the killer.
Like Friday the 13th.
So, and then they'll remember exactly another game that came out this year. And it would just be they'll learn different things or gain different weaknesses or immunities based on how you kill them. Like if you released wargs on them, then maybe the second time you face them, now they're afraid of wargs. Or if you interrupted a hunting ambush and you didn't kill them, then now they have, like, wargs don't affect them at all. Are strong against animals in the region or different things. So it was really cool, really interesting. It really built a level of depth into the gameplay that I thought was really astounding, because the combat system was your basic WB Games Batman style combat system, but what really made it interesting was that's what I think everyone in the video game industry was saying. This is the coolest system, and it's now going to be in every single game. If it didn't really end up coming in every other game, but that's because, well, it should be in more games. Like Mass Effect Andromeda should have that kind of stuff.
The real reason it's not is because when it came out in 2014, right? That's when the game came out. Wait, it came out in 2014.
I'm sorry, you cut out for a second there. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, so I think
something like that. Yeah.
Back or 2015 maybe. Basically, that's when they surprised everyone with this system, and then people can't just add it into their game. That takes 3 to 5 years to make. So we'll start seeing it in the future.
Did Mass Effect take 3 to 5 years to make?
Because it looks like crap.
Because they were absolutely working on their other game that they're going to be releasing that is the Destiny clone.
Anthem, yeah. Well, who knows?
Yeah.
Well,
because that game looks super cool and has a lot of different stuff, and Mass Effect Andromeda looked like
anyways,
garbage.
Another game worth noting for a lot of fans is South Park: The Fractured But Whole. I'm not sure if that's actually the true release date, October 17th, but I hope it is for their sake, because it's been a troubled release schedule for them, or release game development cycle for them. They've delayed the game a couple times, and I hope people get that game eventually, and I'm sure it'll be great because the first one was really good. South Park.
Which one is this?
Yeah, and then coming into November, this is when the big boys are coming out. Call of Duty World War II. Very exciting. Change of pace for Call of Duty. Sort of, not really at all. Going back to their roots. I hope for their sake it's good. I want them to make a game that's good again. I'm kidding. All the Call of Duties are good games. They're just the same game. So I hope they change up the formula a bit with this game, and I hope them, I hope people like it, But aside from that, I'm excited. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if people like it, they'll buy it. Which is rewarding.
Activision. I'm excited.
It's rewarding mediocrity.
Yeah, exactly. I'm more excited though in this list for Crackdown 3. Of course, it was updated a while, not recent. I think maybe 2 weeks ago this list was updated. So actually, Ni no Kuni Revenant King is not coming out in 2017 anymore. It's coming out in next year. But you know what? Thank God for that, because I need to play all the other games that came out this year, and it's coming out next year in 2018. I think in some point in the beginning of the year. But also there's Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, another Pokemon game. I'm not going to get this one. I'm just waiting for the Switch game. This one is it's just like they're basically adding a new story thing to it, a new story, added story elements to it, and then I am the
You're the
Pokemon guy. I love
Pokemon
Pokemon.
guy.
I'm not gonna. Basically, they're not adding anything new in terms. I can still play competitively with the Pokemon game I have, so I'm not gonna get this one. And it's not a new generation of Pokemon, so I'm not gonna get a new one. I'm not gonna get this one.
Oh.
Um,
Well, what's the point if they're not putting out a new generation of Pokemon?
I think they're adding some Mega Stones to this one that I hope I can get at some. I swear to God, if I can't get them, then it might have to happen. And basically, Pokemon can what's called Mega Evolve now. If you haven't played Pokemon since 1997, they can Mega Evolve. And
Nope.
Stop! I'm sorry, everyone who listens to this podcast every week, which is probably just you and I. But I hope you guys enjoy it, and I know, I swear to God, one day I will soundproof this room, maybe. But yeah, so basically they can Mega Evolve, which is basically they have this stone that they're holding, and they basically you can do like have Charizard evolve again and become a stronger Pokemon, and you do it on a certain turn at any certain turn given in the battle, right? So you have to do it in battle. It only lasts during the battle, and then it's like Digivolving,
like a
and you can
Digivolve.
only do it to one Pokemon per game, per match, and also that has to be a Mega Evolvable Pokemon. Not all of the Pokemon can Mega Evolve. So it's an exciting gameplay change to the game and adds a lot of different strategies. Because sometimes you don't want to Mega Evolve on a certain turn. Yeah.
Right, you don't want Akumon to
Terramon?
transform into Warmon too soon.
What is Warmon? Warmon is such a boss, isn't it?
I don't
fucking know.
Come on.
Digimon. And then there's also Star Wars Battlefront 2. Are you excited? Or did we get burned out on that game? We played it for about 30 to 40 hours, right?
No, I actually like that game a lot. I like that game a lot.
You're pretty much the only reason I played it.
It was...
No, it's fun.
I had a really good time with it. I thinking back on it, like everybody had their criticism for it, which were fair. It was just a game that I like the universe. I like the different levels of manipulation of your loadout. I didn't like the in-game currency aspect of like some of your powers wouldn't work unless you put in the coins for them. You could pick up renewals for that thing. Like you had the personal shield, or like,
are you there?
Your bullets did more damage or something. Some stuff like that. Okay. But every time you applied it, it would take away charges for that, and then you could purchase more charges for it. But if you didn't have the in-game currency for it, you could buy the in-game currency using real currency. Let me spend my real dollars on Star Wars bucks. And I really hate that aspect of game development, because that's the way that they've chosen to make their money.
Microtransactions?
Good on them, I guess. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, I couldn't hear any
I couldn't
of the
remember what it
things
was
you
for
were
the life
saying,
of me.
so it
But
doesn't matter. But I understand.
Yeah, it was all
I understand
microtransaction
exactly
stuff.
what you said now.
So that microtransaction bit of it I felt was annoying, but I do like that they try to make up for the cost of the game by giving more and more free DLC, which was a nice thing to make up, like the Jakku. I actually liked the map.
Free DLC
and the different things.
There's also
so
$100
Jakku was free.
Season pass, or like a...
Oh yeah, no. The stuff that you had to pay for, if you paid for the season pass, you absolutely got burned. But I didn't. I paid for the standard edition, the box standard edition of the game, and I felt okay about it. I didn't feel great about it. It wasn't super value, but it wasn't the worst.
I feel like you're gonna have
that
the
I paid
PC
for
by
a
then.
game.
I hope it's coming out in November. So I feel like we should get this game on PC if we get it together. If you want to get it, you know.
Yeah, I would love to get it on PC.
Finally,
then my sniper shots would be so much
controls in the game.
easier.
But it was it was an arcadey game, but it was like a love letter to Star Wars, man. It was fun.
It was finally a Battlefront game where I could control some of the vehicles. I'm terrible at flying in Battlefield. You could just I am the worst.
It's pretty bad. Yeah, they need to make their controls a little less convoluted. But yeah, I mean, I think that is pretty much what we got for you. I think I'm excited for those games. Definitely Star Wars Battlefront 2 for sure.
Horizon Zero Dawn DLC I'm excited for as well. I mean, that's not a full game, but...
No, again, of course, we're excited for DLC to come out. We want to keep playing the games that we played. And then I'm excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I've been looking for a pretty substantial, meaty RPG to play on the Switch, because I travel a lot. But I don't... I mean, it's just a very niche market, a niche game coming out on Switch. I don't know... I don't know if it's gonna sell very well, but because I hope it does. It's definitely a fun. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 was an amazing game, and I hope more people get to play this game. But
well, the best of luck to you in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Again, the two things I'm looking most forward to aren't full games.
Of course.
But the XCOM 2 DLC is said to be as robust as a full game. They almost made the XCOM 2 DLC XCOM 3.
Really? Okay, so maybe I should get this.
Like Polygon has an article about that. So I really... XCOM, again, is one of my favorite games of all time. I love those kind of tactical strategy games. And it's a really well-paced, well-designed, complicated enough, but also simple enough game that I stacked a lot of hours into XCOM, then the XCOM DLC, and then XCOM 2. So I was putting as much time into this game, and I really want Julien to play through it without having any kind of knowledge of how to play XCOM.
I played Enemy Unknown, but I didn't. I couldn't beat the game. Also, I got distracted. But anyways, Yvonne, I think we've come to the end of this podcast. This one's a little shorter for you guys, but we're also trying to bank podcasts for Yvonne's travel to... he's going to be away for a couple months. So, yes, Yvonne, this episode probably came out in August, I'm guessing. But...
Wow,
I have a song. We always end our podcast in a song in a segment called Hungover Radio. And this is a segment where you, the viewer or listener, can send in your songs. Yes, hopefully it's a song that you produced or played an instrument on, or at least maybe your friend was part of the song and you wanted to promote their music. This is basically free advertisement for you guys, and I hope you guys take advantage of it. So you can send your songs, hopefully in an MP3 link, to gaminghungover@gmail.com, or you can get in contact with us in another way via Twitter. I'm at JujuBeesGood, and he is... Yes, you can contact us that way. Of course, all the information, all our contact info is in the description below, either on this podcast or in the YouTube description. And, of course, no one submitted, because we only have 17 subscribers on YouTube. No one submitted any songs, so I'm very sad about this. But Yvonne, I've got a song for you. I've been getting real hype on some Tekken 7. What? Tekken 7 is definitely my fighting game of the year. If you haven't picked it up and you like Tekken at all, I suggest you get this game. It is so effing good. Also, the Tekken 7 Top 8 at EVO 2017 was super exciting. I'm very excited for this game right now. So, I have picked a song from Tekken 7 called Heat Haze Shadow. This song is from the arcade version. I think it's pretty cool. So, and also the music in Tekken is really amazing. It's usually this sort of electronic techno, really fast-paced music. And it really goes well with the gameplay, which is super fast-paced and awesome. So I think that they really catered the music very well for this game, and all the Tekken games, really. But Heat Haze Shadow is what's going to be playing for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the song. I'm Julien.
And I'm Yvonne.
Catch you guys next week. Peace out.
Thanks. Bye.